The 2018 Scotiabank Concacaf League continues, and we find ourselves in Fort-de-France, Martinique at Stade Pierre-Alquier as it's Club Franciscain, the amateur club, taking on Walter Ferretti of Nicaragua. So glad that you can join us for what should be a thrilling 90 minutes. Tyler Terrence, and the temperatures here in Martinique at the moment, picturesque for what should be expected tonight. 80 degrees, slight chance of rain, and a decent gust coming in here in the hills of Fort-de-France as this side, Club Franciscain, making its first ever appearance in the Scotiabank Concacaf League and representing Martinique for the first time in this competition as well. For Walter Ferretti, it's their second appearance in the tournament, ousted in the quarterfinals last year. Able to take down the Belmopon Bandits in the round of 16 as we'll take a look at the road to the final. Couple of matches have already concluded. Arabe Unido taking down Arnett Gardens 3-0 last night. Perez de Ladon with a 2-1 win as well. And then on the other side of the bracket, it was FC Matagua of Honduras taking down Belmopon Bandits by a score of 2-0. 2 goals in the second half from Diego Vasquez's side. And Arabe Unido flexing their muscles against the Jamaican club Arnett Gardens, who just were not up to snuff against an Arabe Unido side that was very skilled a year ago, and they continue that same run of form as we are getting closer and closer to kickoff. Some other games going on this week as well. Santos de Guapiles tonight. Herediano and Santa Tecla, 2 teams that were in the CONCACAF Champions League just a few months ago, will square off in the round of 16 tomorrow night as Club Franciscain looking to make a splash, an amateur club, albeit winning the Club Shield, the Caribbean Club Shield that is, which was started just this year. An opportunity for a number of Caribbean nations who don't necessarily sport full professional outfits to be able to try and challenge one of the members of the Tier 1 of the Caribbean Club Championship. Countries such as Aruba, Barbados, Bonaire, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Grenada, Guadalupe, Guyana, Martinique, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and Grenadines, and Suriname all fielded teams that were champions of their respective domestic leagues. And it ended up being Club Franciscain who won tier number 2. And speaking of Club Franciscain, here they come. Out in Fort-de-France, it's Club Franciscain of Martinique taking on Walter Ferretti of Nicaragua. This by far the best achievement that Club Franciscain have ever obtained, just by simply getting to this point into the second edition of the Scotiabank CONCACAF League. For Walter Ferretti, some unfinished business from 2017, trying to get a step further into the semifinals. We'll take a look at how Dominic Jean's time is going to line up. Stéphane Abal is going to be sporting the captain's armband. Olivier Rosa Arsen will be in between the sticks for the Martinique side. Christophe Jugon will be in the middle of the park pulling the strings with Jordan Timon. And a look at our officiating crew for the evening as well. It's going to be Rayon Radix, Kedley Powell, Clinton Daniel out on the wings, and then David Gantar, our 4th official from Canada. as these two sides preparing for the first of two legs in the round of 16. Walter Ferretti in their blue kits. You just saw Club Franciscain in their whites with a shade of green as well. And a look at how first-year head coach Henry Esuito Urbina is going to line up. Espinoza in goal. Zuniga, great winger. Rodrigo Hernandez, Christian Flores, Emmanuel Gutierrez, all providing some pace up top. And it's going to be Jesse Lopez as well as Rafael de Almeida getting it done on the back line. And you see the two captains, Abal as well as Denis Espinoza. And a look at who's available off the bench tonight for either Club Franciscain and Walter Ferretti. For the Nicaraguan side, Jadzel Mendoza, Hilton Calderon, Wilmer Vasquez, another option as far as up top. And as you can see, Walter Ferretti didn't travel with a lot of subs. Mendoza an option just at the goalkeeping position, so just 3 field players. So you can do the math there, probably 3 subs going to be made. It'll be those 3. As Rayon Radix getting set. We hope you are as well. Very interesting contest on our hands. Walter Ferretti, the full professional outfit that's looking to make a bigger splash in this tournament than they did a year ago, falling to Plaza Amador in the quarterfinals by a score of 2-1. Missing their leading goal scorer from this tournament, Lorero. Forced to keep going without the Uruguayan striker. As Denis Espinoza is ready. We hope you are as well. Broadcasting live from the hills of Fort de France in Stade Pierre-Alquier. Martinique, the first ever opportunity to host a match in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. And just waiting for Rayon Radix's go-ahead. Walter Ferretti qualifying as the champion of the 2017 Apertura with a better aggregate than that of the Clausura champion. Side located in Managua, Nicaragua. Playing in the Primera Division de Nicaragua as Rayon Radix appears to be ready. And we are underway from Fort de France. Martinique, an island sandwich right between Dominica and St. Lucia. The site of what should be an entertaining 90 minutes. And already the percussion has begun. Have to imagine that this Club Franciscain side is going to sit in, absorb pressure, and try to hit Walter Ferretti on the counter. Walter Ferretti coming out in a 4-3-2-1. Franciscain trying to get their first possession of the night, but committing their first foul instead. Goes all the way back for Denis Espinoza. Espinoza, 34-year-old keeper. And one in the middle of the park. Efestion. picked up by Nicolas Zaire. And a good challenge from Manuel Gutierrez. Club Franciscan claiming that there was an infringement. Indeed, there was. It's very much a major match, a major opportunity for this country. Although they have seen some solid football come through the small island nation before. French national team has come here on a couple of occasions. There have been some Ligue 1 matches as well. But as far as a Martinique side is concerned, this very much ranks amongst the best. And a bit of a heavy challenge there from Stéphane Abau, the captain for Dominique Jean. Club Franciscan, 18-time champions of the Martinique Championnat National. Their most recent championship in the 2017-18 season, as Rayon Radix doesn't like what he sees, and another free kick for Walter Ferretti. Club Franciscan, as we mentioned before, qualifying through winning Tier 2 in the Caribbean Club Championship, and then they had to play in a playoff game against the 4th place side from Tier 1, as there's a heavy challenge, and going down is Johnny Marajo. Marajo's still down, and he's going to need some medical attention. Holding his chest. Club Franciscan in that playoff against the Tier 1 4th place side, with the winner automatically qualifying for the Scotiabank Concacaf League. They took down Central of Trinidad and Tobago by a score of 2-1. Game was actually in Kingston, which followed the conclusion of the Caribbean Club Championship itself, which ended up being won by Club Atlético Pantoja, who qualified automatically for the Champions League. Arnett Gardens, the runners-up. And we mentioned before during the pregame, Arnett Gardens falling to Arabe Unido in the first leg 3-0. That game at Estadio Ramel Fernandez in Panama City. Good challenge from Etanov. Still with Walter Ferretti. The Festion with good work. And then the 4th official now allowing Marajo back out onto the field. Marajo on it. Oh, that's good skill. And able to win a throw-in. This is a side that really had to go through the ringer just to get to this point. Walter Ferretti know very well that it is going to be a challenge, and while they are expected to win, know that it's a privilege to be here, and they'll have to work for every single round that they're in the tournament. Here's Marajo picking it up in space. You can tell he's very quick. One on top of the ball. This time thwarted by the Walter Ferretti back line. Nicaraguan side on the move. Clever footwork out wide, but one by this Martinique club, who's battle tested. Long range effort. Gutierrez. And another foul against Club Franciscan, this time Gentoyo. And a set-piece opportunity for Walter Ferretti here in the 7th minute. And just a bit of a high foot there. Walter Ferretti, 4-time champions of the Primera Division. Runner-up a couple of times as well. Most recent championship, 2017 Apertura stages. There's Rayon Radix sorting out the cluster at the top of the box. All sent in, dealt with nicely. Marajo can't get a foot on it. Whipped back in, Wilson. Wilson trying to get back on top of it. Marajo with the pressure, commits the foul. And already you could see Club Franciscain not afraid to try to establish their physical dominance. Missed the first challenge and then caught him with the back leg. Interesting way to try to win the ball back. Franciscain on the move, heavy touch forward. And Walter Ferretti can take a deep breath here. Wilson. Marajo has been all over the place for the Martinique side. Gives this ball away, however. And able to win the free kick is Jeffrey Chavez. '21-year-old. 21 appearances and 4 goals last year with Walter Ferretti. Marajo, a heavy first touch. Gutierrez. A little bit of miscommunication with Chavez. Lapel striding forward from that outside back position. And a corner kick coming up, the first of the evening. And it's in favor of Club Franciscain. Martinique side boasts a lot of physical strength. Over to take the corner, Etanov. Franciano awaits. Lofted ball towards the back post. And the volley, nowhere near any of his teammates. There is Henry Luisito Urbina, who took over for Flavio de Silva. Signed in July. So very much fresh and stepping into this, not having known the team for all that long. This Walter Ferretti side, though, however, experienced with a good mixture of youth as well. Efestion, Marajo. Mabao was trying to hold up play, 26-year-old. And another foul against Walter Ferretti. And a great chance in the set piece here. Went on top of the ball, Club Franciscain not backing down from this Nicaraguan side whatsoever. Sebastian Lapel lining this up. Bodies in the box for Club Franciscain. Wilson and Gutierrez in the wall. Lapel towards the back post, won by Marajo. It's going to be offside. Ball shielded out of play. Back for Club Franciscain. Walter Ferretti very much not looking like themselves in the early going of this game as we're into the 14th minute. A dangerous play there over on the far side. Dylan Zuniga is involved over on the far side. But Franciscain almost give it away in a very dangerous area. Eventually cleaned up by Timon. Here's Lapel. Marajo to his right. Out for Marajo. Marajo, good delivery. Out of the way. At the back by Rene Huete. Etanov, Espinosa off his line. And the header coming in from Gentoy. Just a few inches away from perhaps connecting and scoring a goal for Club Franciscain. This is the deepest run that any side from Martinique has made in a Concacaf competition since 1994. Concacaf Champions Cup. Walter Ferretti winning the ball back and spraying it out wide. Gutierrez. Marajo. Maybe a little bit too much. Gutierrez gives it away. And a little bit of some pushing and shoving going on between Hernandez and a member of Club Franciscain who wouldn't show us the back of his jersey or his shorts. Broken up at the back. Good defensive play from Jordan Timon. Timon again defensively for Club Franciscain. It's a decent idea at the back. The crowd beginning to get a little bit restless with the play here in Fort-de-France. Timon again.
The backside of Etinov.
And back by Jugan, but it is a foul. And medical attention being waved on. This is Manj. Nil-nil between Walter Ferretti of Nicaragua and Club Franciscain of Martinique. This Martinique side, 18-time champions of their domestic league. They've won the last 2. They won the last 4 out of 6. They won 9 straight from 1999 until 2007, excuse me. The only club that has more than them is Club Colonial, who are 19-time champions. Walter Ferretti in clear possession. Just trying to break down this very stingy Club Franciscain team. Good tackle in the middle of the park, coming from Etinov. Hernandez. Stolen away, Festion. Ball slipped through, chance for Walter Ferretti here. Ball ran out of play. Probably the most threatening attack we've seen from the Nicaraguan club here in the 20th minute. Making a good run on the outside, I believe, was Jordan Timon. Marajo. Some ball over the top. About more pressure. And a throw in for Franciscain. About Marajo. Good delivery towards the back post, but a little bit too much on it. It was intended for Manj, who was just back out onto the field after being injured for a brief moment. And Dennis Espinoza hasn't had a ton of work to do just yet for Walter Ferretti. Pierre Alaker, the site for tonight's match. Fort de France, the location. Martinique, the island. Good skills out wide. Franciscain on the move. Ball comes in, about trying to hold up play, wins it back. The skipper towards the back post. Marajo looking for it. Knotted away by Gutierrez. Lapel, bicycle kick attempt to the back post. A ball! It's just wide. Oh, that could have been the moment. You could hear the crowd. Well, the first touch wasn't the cleanest from a ball, but it actually ended up sitting up really nicely. But Dennis Espinoza very thankful that that ball wasn't put on frame, and we have another stoppage here. And the injured player managed again, and he might be taken off. It's a little bit dazed. Sent in. Good defensive work. Franciscain matching the intensity from Walter Ferretti in the middle of the field, if not raising it. 24th minute. Franciscain with by far the best chance of the night so far. Coming by way of Stefan Abal. And Club Francisca starting to have some players warm up. Gutierrez, decent ball in. Pop straight up in the air. Getting some ice pack put on the top of his head. Quinton and net getting set to come on. Or perhaps Maz will be able to continue as he's made his way towards midfield. Abal come extremely deep to receive this one. We just saw him up front about 2 minutes ago. Still won't let Maz back out onto the field. And now being waved on. Good ball over for Gutierrez. Space opening it up for Walter Ferretti. Gutierrez sends it inside. Flores lost it. Maz with a good show of strength. Spinning out of the double team. Ends up nodding it right back to Flores. No call, says Rayon Redix. Abal. Physical challenge in the middle of the park. Came in from Etanov. And yet another stoppage. Montiel. And Franciscain give it back as Walter Ferretti played it out. Just trying to help out their comrade as we're into the 27th minute. No call for the referee, Maj. And Rayon Radix really letting the boys play here. Hernandez. Good first touch from Zuniga. Zuniga weaving his way through, tripped up, and a free kick for Walter Ferretti, the visitors. Great opportunity here. Walter Ferretti, who's really been outplayed for the most part and just out-hustled as the percussion section of the supporters of Club Franciscain have been at it for the entire 28 minutes and 13 seconds. Leon Radek sorting out what needs to be sorted out at the top of the penalty area. And it looks to be Wilson trotting over to go take it. Samuel Wilson puts it on frame, or at least tries to, and it sails over the bar. Wilson sneaking into the middle of the park. Shugan, and a late challenge coming in from Etanov. And another free kick for Walter Ferretti. Well, not a lot of chances for either team. Play has been relatively slow, but a lot of that has to do with the form these two sides have been on. As that challenge is late, it's from behind. And there was a little bit of intent. And Christophe Shugan maybe in a little bit of trouble here. No more, says Rayon Radix. And if you haven't been able to tell that this referee's style, a little bit more physical than most. Hernandez. For Zuniga. Gutierrez. And another really bad challenge, Etanov. And finally a yellow card comes out. Franciano Etanov shown mustard here in the 31st minute. And it's a bit of a spicy brown mustard. And Etanov's still a little hot, no pun intended. Although not much to argue about. Long throw-in. Ends up being won by Walter Ferretti. Zuniga muscled off the ball. And dumped away by Etanov. And the first time, not the greatest. From Esuito. Urbina. It's got to be better than that, coach. It looks like Maj is back out over by the technical area. So Franciscain playing with 10 men. This is the third time he's come off. Hernandez. Manuel Gutierrez. Zuniga. Zuniga again, his first time effort, flying well wide. As there continues to be some communication problems in the middle of the park from Club Franciscain. You can see the frustration from Franciano Etanov. Tell you what, these are also the loudest drums that I've heard here at the Scotiabank Concacaf League so far, even dating back to last year's competition. Nothing quite like this. As Flores fouled from behind, another set-piece opportunity for the visitors from Nicaragua. Samuel Wilson with a very nice left foot, lining up to take this one. Have to imagine that it's going to be more of a delivery rather than a shot. Wilson, it's a teasing ball in. Keeper off of his line, a mistake, but bumped into by a player from Walter Ferretti, and a foul coming out the other way. Rosa Arsene. Got a little bit of a Charlie horse, a bruise on his left leg. Comes out wide for Lapel. Very much a physical matchup in the middle third of the park. Not a ton of creativity and a kind of connection in the final third. Maj committing the foul. Dennis Espinoza yet to make a save. If I'm not mistaken, no shots for either team just yet. Clever footwork out wide. Jeffrey Chavez. Hernandez. Zuniga from a long ways out. Basically from back in Nicaragua. Some dancing and singing going on here in Fort-de-France. It's Wednesday, why not? Maj giving chase. Mistake from Walter Ferretti, and a corner kick coming up. The away team claiming that nobody touched it. Meanwhile, Labal playing it quickly, trying to get around the defender. Franciscain looking perhaps for a breakthrough before the half. Good ball bent in from Lapel. Abal, he's probably been the most active up front, with the exception of Marajo, who's disappeared since having an electric start in the first 10 minutes. Sebastien Lepel lining up the corner. As you can see, the corner flag, a gusty day here. Gusty night, I should say, as the corner comes in. And collected by Espinoza. Great little flick out wide, but a terrific challenge. De Almeida, Espinoza, and Huete settling it down. Foul coming out the other way. Abal, the captain, needs to be careful. That was a two-handed shove in the back after the whistle had already gone. But as we've seen from our head referee, it takes a lot more than that to garner a yellow card. 40th minute. Still no score between this Nicaraguan side of Walter Ferretti and the island nation of Martinique. Club Franciscain qualifying really in probably the most impressive fashion out of any team in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. As this is a good ball sent in, takes a deflection, a ball is there, Espinoza has to make a save. Maz loose in front, and it'll come out the other way. There's a couple players who are down, rolling around. See the pace there from Festion. Espinoza coming out, making the initial save. Not exactly sure where the foul was. But nevertheless, a free kick for Espinoza. Abal. Marajo. Wilson looking for an option, but forced to play Gutierrez. Jugan, good strength. Here's Lepel, tripping on the surface here. Zuniga, and he gets the call on the free kick. And the free kick wasted by Walter Ferretti. It's the first of two legs in the round of 16 in the Scotiabank Concacaf League here in 2018. Tyler Terrence, glad to have you with us. Two teams fighting for a right to get to the quarterfinals. Something that Club Franciscain would chalk up to a bonus at this point, just getting to this point. Remarkable in itself for Walter Ferretti. They got to the quarterfinals a year ago and then falling to Plaza Amador. Throw ball over the top. Lopez. Delivery all the way to the back post. Marajo. Great work. Clears it away, but out of play. Ferretti a number of times tonight has tried that long-range effort. This time coming from Montiel, but to no avail. A ball again. Against Club Franciscain, Walter Ferretti trying to take advantage of the numbers. The Martinique side sent ahead. Lopez. Switch over for Gutierrez. And we'll have 1 minute of stoppage time here in Fort-de-France. Zuniga, shot blocked in front, gets all the way to the other side. Walter Ferretti threatening. The shot takes a deflection. And wrong-footed Rosa Arsen. And a corner kick coming up for the Nicaraguan side. Ball popped out for Montiel again. See, Rosa Arsen, had that been on frame, probably wouldn't have had a chance. Doesn't have to worry about that though, as Maj claiming this short corner. Walter Ferretti disorganized on set pieces. It'll stay with Ferretti. Shielded off well as the fans are waiting for some action. I'm sure you are as well. Rosa Arsen opting not to take his own goal kicks. That's off thumping it away. About. Should be very close to the halftime whistle now. As this one runs out of play. And it'll be a corner. Dominique Jean, the rest of Club Franciscain, a little bit perplexed as to why it is a corner kick. Quite honestly, can't help but agree with them. And we also have 2 balls on the field right now. Last time I checked, we only need 1. Corner kick whipped in, loose in the box, thumped away, and that's going to do it for the first half from Stade Pierre Alquier. Another physical first half here in Fort-de-France, Martinique. Rayon Ranix, our referee, letting the boys play for the most part. Still some words of disagreement from Club Franciscain, the amateur side, who had to go through the ringer to qualify for this tournament, and right now they are sticking with a sign they got to the quarterfinals a year ago, and Walter Ferretti from Nicaragua. The visitors have to be very upset with their performance in the first half. You can see it in the body language for Club Franciscain. Well, consider it job done. In the first 45 minutes, an amateur side that qualified through a brand new Club Shield initiated by Concacaf just this year, and taking down Central of Trinidad and Tobago in the play-in game for Scotiabank Concacaf League. And here they are at home in the first leg, tied 0-0 with a full professional outfit of Walter Ferretti. And we'll take a look at the statistics from the first half, and Club Franciscain really battling right with the Nicaraguans. 9 shots between the two teams, only 1 on goal coming from Walter Ferretti. And that's going to do it for this little portion of the halftime show. When we come back, we'll have second half kickoff. Don't go anywhere. Well, it appears that Rayon Ranix is almost set for the second half here in Martinique, in Fort-de-France. First leg action of the round of 16 in the Scotiabank Concacaf League here in 2018. Club Franciscain making its first ever appearance. Walter Ferretti its second, looking to get a step further than they did in 2017. Through to the semifinal after getting ousted in the quarters last year by Plaza Amador by a score of 2-1 on aggregate. But they're going to have to go through a very gritty, albeit amateur side in Club Franciscain. And right off the bat, a tug and a little how do you do. About having a little conversation with Rafael de Almeida. As we'll get another look, and it's just a love tap. And a set piece for Club Franciscain right out of the dressing room.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to send it out wide. Lapel has his delivery blocked. It's off the back of the head of it looks like Zuniga. And Zuniga just got his bell rung. And Rayon Radix immediately waving on medical attention due to the nature of the injury on the head. And the athletic trainer did drop something on the way out. Looks to be the secret spay. Oh, indeed it is. And that's a great call from my producer, Roberto Fernandez. Spotting that from miles away, quite literally. And the other game going on at the moment, Universitario, formerly known as Churrillo, and Durangen tied up in 0-0 as well. That game running parallel to this one as we continue to move through these slate. The first leg matchups in the round of 16 tomorrow. Or rather later tonight, Santos and Portmore United. Santos de Guapiles, that is. Tauro and Real España tomorrow, and as well as Herediano Santa Tecla. And a matchup of two teams who are in the Concacaf Champions League, as this one sent over the top. Gutierrez trying to get there. Heavy touch at the back from Franciscain. And again, the touch from the manager. Henry Asuito Urbina just not clean enough, not up to snuff. But the good thing for him is that it's just his brain that's being used at the moment in this game, not necessarily his foot skills. The same could also be said for our producer, Roberto Fernandez. Maj, good footwork, poked away, Gutierrez. Rather, this is Jeffrey Chavez who goes negative. Well, not a lot to talk about from the first half because, quite honestly, weren't that many chances. Both teams just trying to feel each other out, maybe not taking too many risks, opportunities. One solid chance from Abao, blocked by Diego Lopez. There's Samuel Wilson on top of most of the set pieces for Walter Ferretti in the first half. And that's going to be a foul against Zuniga. He caught the Club Franciscan player in the face with an offhand. Comes to the near side. Timon trying to go through the defender. Not having any of it was Chavez. Able to keep it. Spray to the other side. Montiel. And a poor first touch from Lapel, and a corner kick coming up for Walter Ferretti, the visitors from Nicaragua. Team in light blue awaits. Corner sent in, deflection. Over the crossbar and a goal kick coming for Rosa Arsene. See, both teams trying to play quickly, trying to restart quickly and catch the other off guard, but it's mostly just resulted in some sloppy play. And I'm sure both managers would agree with that aspect. Abao. Festillon. And trying to get on the end of it was Jugan. That voice that you can hear, barking orders in French, is Dominique Jean. And the opportunity created, Flores ends up squandering. Franciscain, the first ever Martinique club to represent the island nation in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Two other Caribbean sides, both from Jamaica in this tournament, being Portmore United as well as Arnett Gardens. Portmore playing later tonight against Santos de Guapiles. And Arnett Gardens falling 3-0 to Arabe Unido at Estadio Ramel Fernandez in Panama City last night. Part of 3 games that were played about 24 hours ago. You see Matagua, 2-0 win over the Belmont Bandits, who actually Walter Ferretti dispatched in the round of 16 a year ago. None of the players who scored for Walter Ferretti in that leg in the starting 11, or even in the 18 for that matter. Dragan. Abal. Still with it. Abal with some space to play. Shot blocked. Jugan again, spraying it out wide. Maj bending it in. The header. And Espinoza can see it wide. But the crowd here appreciating the effort. And the loudest drums in all of Concacaf continue to ring throughout Stade Pierre Alaker. Jeffrey Chavez, the player down. And for me, I'll never understand that. If the player ends up just sprinting back to his feet and you're the referee, was there necessary involvement of the athletic trainer? Some questions we'll never know the answer to. Maj. Montiel has his pass cut out. It'll stay with Walter Ferretti. Here's Chavez. And the clearance takes a mean deflection. And it was actually off of Christian Flores. Well, not only are there drums going on, but there's a coconut being shook as well. Contributing to the already copious amount of decibels ringing throughout Fort de France. Club Franciscain inching up the field. Maj. Bending it into space is Jordan Timon. Quick throw in, Maj trying to get there. And good pressure from the home side. And a corner kick coming up. Dominique Jean loving the effort from his club. And it will be a goal kick after the header sails over the bar. A lot of contact. Rayon Radix, as he has done all night, staying true and staying consistent. That's all you can ask from a referee. Lets it play on. Good ball along from Marajo. Early delivery. Espinoza takes it off the first bounce. Ball sent forward. Marajo. And blocked away by De Almeida, anchoring that back line for Walter Ferretti. And Club Franciscain getting closer and closer to just simply creating a chance. Haven't been a ton created tonight. And Espinoza snatches that. Distribution from Espinoza, right on point. Flores taken down, stays down, slow to get to his feet. He's a tough cookie, he'll shake it off. And the foul goes against Festion. Livid with the referee. Rayon Radix not having any of it. One of the few times that the whistle has gone into his mouth tonight. And Festion doing a little tango with Samuel Wilson. Now stands on top of the free kick. Half an hour remaining in this one. Still waiting for a breakthrough. Wilson dumps it in behind, gets all the way through. De Almeida, big save from Rosa Arsene. Well, we almost had our breakthrough. But the keeper staying strong, staying big. And the center back, Rafael De Almeida, denied for point blank range. Wilson bends in the corner. Rosarsen off of his line. Hernandez just sees it out of play. Rosarsen has a few words with Rene Huete. More than a few words. About several. Not exactly sure what the ball was brought back for. It wasn't a goal kick, so it didn't need to leave the penalty area. And just on a side note, never been fully understanding of why, when the ball isn't played out of the penalty area, it goes back to the team that made the mistake. That seems like such an elementary thing, that it should be the other team's ball, an indirect free kick of sorts, but I digress. A letter to FIFA is in my future. Huete. Jugan. Abao, by far the most active attacking player for Club Franciscain, beds it in. Mange tracking the loose ball down. He's got good skill, Mange. Putting it to work. Tackle comes in from Jesse Lopez. And a corner for the home side. They play quickly. Marajon. Festion. Good ball in. And Espinoza comes away with it. It was Jugan who was just able to get a slight touch to it. And we do have a player down. And again, maybe making more of it than it really should. But a good ball in from Festion. And you see here the body control from Jugan, even to just momentarily stay on his feet. As the athletic trainer is out again. And it appears that the magical spray is in his hand and will not fall out of his bag this time. So learning is really a change in behavior. I must say that percussion, the drumming tonight, has probably been the most consistent thing in Fort de France here. The quality has floated in and out. The chances have been few and far in between. But what has not lacked is the drums. There it is again. Unbelievable. Men and women of the match, if you ask me. And the stretcher is out. Well, stretcher being carried off, and there is a player on that stretcher. Not exactly sure where the foul came in. Never got a clean look at it, but take his word for it. And just seems to be a cramp. Interesting that they brought a stretcher out. And we're getting word that it's going to be Jason Castillon And it's Jesse Lopez, who was just carried off, coming off. Flores can't keep it in play. '65th minute. Same score that we started with 66 minutes and 52 seconds ago. 0-0. Zaire out of the back. Slow and steady wins the race for Club Franciscain. Patient in their attack, in their build-up. Jargoon. Zaire. Entry ball in for Maj. Maj, so skillful with the ball. And Lopez being carried out and into the dressing room. Aval towards the byline. Whips in a good ball. Jugan still with it. Well, knowing our referee, Rayon Radix, there was no shot that was ever going to be a penalty. We'll take another look. You be the judge. Marajo sneaking through. Marajo with it. It's in. Club Franciscain take the lead in the 69th minute. It stands Fort de France into a frenzy, and it's Marajo. What a moment. Well, you can see what it means to the amateur side. Happy to just be here. They're not only here, they're winning. Johnny Marajo, the man who was putting pressure on the Walter Ferretti defense, gets a fortunate bounce, and once he gets into the area, it's the infamous toe poke. Not glamorous by any stretch of the imagination, but effective beyond belief. Club Franciscain, who had to go through multiple phases just to qualify for Scotiabank Concacaf League. Taking part in the first ever Club Shield, which involved amateur sides from all over the Caribbean. Arriving out of that pack as a champion and then having to take on a Caribbean powerhouse in Central from Trinidad and Tobago, who finished in 4th place in the Club Caribbean Championship. And taking them down on Jamaican soil 2-1 to find themselves in the round of 16, matched up with the Walter Ferretti side that got to the quarterfinals of this affair a year ago. And now here they are on their home nation in island country of Martinique with a 1-0 lead in the first leg. Unbelievable. This is what the CONCACAF League is all about. How does Walter Ferretti, the Nicaraguan side, the full professional outfit, respond? Rosa Arsen, not a bad catch. And if you can't believe it, the percussion has gone up a couple notches. The mood has swung into full party mode. And a Festion simply just goes down. Nobody even touched him. Zuniga with good pressure, knocked away. And a foul right at the edge of the area. Great chance from the set piece for Club Franciscan to perhaps find a second in what will probably be the 74th minute by the time that it's taken. Who would have thunk it? Johnny Marajo in the 69th minute. And the drums down to a mere tapping of the syllable. Whipped in, takes a deflection, and Walter Ferretti escape it for the time being. About. Marajo take it down, another foul, another free kick for Club Franciscan. How good has this Martinique side been, doing everything that they can to put pressure on the Walter Ferretti back line, to be physical, to make sure that the Nicaraguans don't have time and space on top of the ball. Take it even a step further. Now taking it to a full professional outfit, something that Club Franciscan cannot call themselves. Still plenty of time in this one and an entire second leg to be played. Back in Nicaragua. As it's completely wasted and could spark a counterattack the other way. And a tactical fair there. And it will be a yellow card. And the yellow card against Gentoya. Club Franciscan, every second ticking away, a second closer to taking a 1-0 lead. Back to Nicaragua. Johnny Marajo in the 69th minute, the goal scorer. And there's another look at the Gentoya foul that led to the mustard. And we're going to have a substitution now.
Sortie du numéro 12, Johnny Marajo.
And it's going to be Marajo coming out. And then it'll be Patrick Persin coming in.
Remplacé par le numéro 5, Patrick Persin.
And Marajo, the goal scorer and perhaps the hero in the first leg. And perhaps even beyond that. It'll be Ferretti coming out here in the 77th. Montiel is looking for Zuniga, but Walter Ferretti have been out of sorts virtually since the opening whistle, and that's in large part due to the physical nature of this Club Franciscan side. They had to expect it coming in, especially on Martinique soil, playing with plenty of confidence in front of their home crowd. Jugan, Abao. Abao stopped in his tracks. And Festion was overlapping, now getting back on side. Zaire. Club Franciscan in full control and no hurry to give the ball away. And right on cue, the commentator's curse in full effect. Jugan. And Festion. Helped up by Flores. I thought that was Ferretti. But Flores issued a yellow card in the 79th minute. And as the minutes go by, Rayon Radix becomes more and more intolerant of naughty behavior. And there's Exhibit 8 from Christian Flores. We're getting word now that Jeffrey Chavez is about to come off. And Milton Calderon will be coming on. Abao, good skill. Walter Ferretti forced to play it out. And another corner coming up for Club Franciscain.
Changement pour Walter Ferretti. Sortie du numéro 19, Jeffrey Chavez.
And it is going to be Chavez coming off and Calderon coming on here in the 80th minute. Chavez looked dangerous at times, but now it's up to Calderon to provide fresh legs and perhaps an equalizer and a massive away goal for Esuito's side. Lapel gets all the way through. Espinoza had to parry it away. Another corner coming up for Franciscain. Credit to Espinoza, who didn't see it until the last moment. Another one towards the near post. And we'll do it one more time. 81st minute. Johnny Marajo's goal in the 69th. The difference between these two sides, one from Nicaragua, one from Martinique, one professional, one amateur. There can only be one team to advance into the quarterfinals. Another corner at the near post. Maj. Maj still with it. Finally stripped. And we have another injury. looks like we'll have another substitution. Going to be Kendrick Ago.
Changement pour le club Franciscain. Sortie du numéro 10, Christophe Jougon.
And it'll be Christophe Jougon coming off. And replaced by Kendrick Ago. And obviously, Club Franciscain in control. Going to take their time coming off with these substitutions. Kendrick Ago with that green streak in his hair. Not sure if that was completely necessary for Maj. Could have just simply played it back to Espinoza. Flores. Challenge from Ago. Flores can't handle it again. Zaire, good skill. Coughs it up. Walter Ferretti. Still in control, only down a goal. And heading back to Nicaragua to try to pump in at least one, maybe two. But an away goal here would be massive. Not only equalize on the aggregate, but to put them in a good position. All they would have to do is simply hold Club Franciscain, if it got to that point, to a 1-0 result, and they'd still go through. Meanwhile, Franciscain, they want more. Maj, just toying with it. It's mesmerizing. Persa. About, good pressure, but commits the foul. As we are well into the 85th minute, 5 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Espinoza trying to get the troops up. Mesito looking on and looking for an option. Given away by Franciscain. Claimed by Montiel. Sends it out wide. Gutierrez. Again, the Franciscan back line holding strong. Maj on the turn. And Abal called for the foul. And Abal, the captain, some more pushing and shoving. And some more how-do-you-dos playing patty cake. Abal and Samuel Wilson. Wilson. Persan. Really well done to find Maj. A little bit behind him. He's got plenty of speed to make up for it, however. Persan. And another foul against Club Franciscain, as they just simply are wasting time at this point, trying to get across the finish line, or at least halfway across the finish line through leg number 1. There's a Festion called for the foul and shown mustard here in the 89th minute. Festion. Lapel just knocks it away. Maj running onto it. Espinoza outside of his area, now back in to where he can collect with his hands. Given away in the middle of the park. About Maj. Knocked into space by Persan. Good pursuit by Maj, but a little overzealous trying to win the ball back. Walter Ferretti still with time, with a couple of stoppages in the second half to try to go ahead and get an equalizer. Free kick called in favor of the Nicaraguan side. And we'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time in Fort de France. You can see why the crowd and players on the field were so upset with the call. And it's going to be Maj coming off.
Remplacé par le numéro 14,
And Canton Anet to replace Maj. And an excellent shift here tonight.
Deuxième. Stefan. Vamos.
Handled with by the Franciscan back line. Nicolas Zaire, who's been anchoring that defense. wins the header. Still some work to do, though. Corner kick for Walter Ferretti. Outswinger. Loose, and a foul coming out the other way. Rosar Sen. He's come off his line a couple of times tonight, only to be knocked over by a player from Walter Ferretti. As we're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time here. I'm sure a little bit more to be added on after a free kick took about 30 to 45 seconds to take. Abal gives it away. Still time for Walter Ferretti. Ball sent into space. Abal. De Almeida. Big collision there. No foul. Rayon Radix, one of the more lenient referees that Concacaf has seen, as De Almeida sends water bottles into the next county. And the assistant referee may be going to suggest that De Almeida should receive a yellow card. And it looks like it is going to be a foul going the other way. Probably the right call. And a yellow card issued to Rafael De Almeida. As expected. As we are into the 5th minute of stoppage time now. Rayon Radix takes a look at his watch. The Bluebirds are out. And that's going to do it. Club Franciscain shocks the Concacaf League with a 1-0 win over Walter Ferretti in the first leg of the round of 16. Johnny Marajo, your man of the match, the goal scorer in the 69th minute. And the amateur side, who went through a number of stages of qualification just to get here, will head back to Nicaragua with a 1-0 lead. Can you believe it? I certainly can. We hope you had a good time. Again, Johnny Marajo, your man of the match and the goal scorer in the 69th minute. Final score, Club Franciscain of Martinique 1, Walter Ferretti of Nicaragua 0. We'll talk to you soon.